Here are 21 practice problems on nonlinear equations in desmos. As per usual, I'll link these questions and the answer key in the description, so if you want to work ahead, you can go ahead and do so. But if you need a little bit more help, I will be going through every single question. Or if you need further clarification, feel free to ask me. Now the thing about these questions is that I guarantee you that every single one of them you can solve by only using desmos. You do not need to write a single thing down. Anyways, let's get started with question number 1. They give us this equation. What is the positive solution to the given equation? Let's go ahead and put it in desmos. Now to type that absolute value symbol, you want to look for the P letter on your keyboard and then go right 3 spaces. So it's going to be that backslash key. Then you want to hold down shift and click that backslash key and it will show up the absolute value symbol. So 4 minus x, and then you want to click it again, plus 3. Now if you didn't want to do all that, you could just go to the keyboard down here, click on it, and then it would be this one right here with the a in between. So then 4 minus x, and click it again, is equal to 25. Now they ask us for the positive solution, and it's going to be this one right here, and if we zoom in, it's going to be at 9. So our answer will be 9. Question number 2. In the xy plane, a line with that equation intersects a parabola at exactly 1 point. If the parabola has that equation where b is a positive constant, what is the value of b? Let's go ahead and put our two equations into desmos. 2y is equal to 4.5 and y is equal to negative 4x squared plus bx. Now we're going to add a slider b. And now what we can do is test a bunch of different values for b until we get our answer. So they tell us that b is a positive constant. So we don't want to be sliding it to the left where it would become negative. We only want to slide it to the right where it's positive numbers. Now they tell us that this line, the black line here, intersects the parabola at exactly 1 point. So we're going to keep sliding to the right until the parabola intersects the line at 1 point. So let's keep going and keep going and keep going. And here at 6, it intersects the parabola at exactly 1 point. So the parabola intersects the line at 1 point, I've said this a million times, when b is equal to 6. So 6 is the value of b. Question number 3. Which ordered pair is a solution to the system of equations above? Let's go ahead and put this system into desmos. X minus y is equal to 1, and x plus y is equal to x squared minus 3. Now our solutions are going to be when they intersect. So it's going to be at this point right here, and at this point right here. I guess that's not in our answer choices, so let me quickly write this down. And then our second point is at... Alright, so that's our two solutions. Now we have to start plugging in our answer choices until the numbers match. So let's test out a 1 plus square root 3. Okay, 2.73, that matches the second point. And then square root 3, that also matches up in the second point, so I guess we got lucky, and a is our answer. Question number 4. If x is a solution to the given equation, which of the following is a possible value of x plus 5? Let's go ahead and type this equation into desmos. 1 over x squared plus 10x plus 25 is equal to 4. Now we get our solutions here, but the problem is they're decimals, and we also can't click on the line. So when this happens, instead of typing equals 4 at the end here, you can just type in y equals 4 into a separate equation. And then the solutions would be at these points where they intersect. It would be the x values. And real quick, just to show you, the original equation would be like this, and the x value would still be the same. It would still be negative 5.5 and negative 4.5. It'd just be a lot harder to tell. So you should instead just type it into two equations like this. Anyways, they're asking us for the possible values of x plus 5. So that could be negative 5.5 plus 5, which would be negative 0.5. None of our answers are the negatives, so instead, it has to be negative 4.5 plus 5, which would just be 0.5, or 1/2, meaning our answer is A. Question number 5. In the xy plane, a line with that equation for some constant c intersects a parabola at exactly 1 point. If the parabola has that equation, what is the value of c? Let's go ahead and type our two equations into desmos. 2y is equal to c, and y is equal to negative 2x squared plus 9x. Now just like before, we want to make a slider for our constant, which is c. They don't give us the option to do that, but you can just type in c equals 1, and it will instantly make that slider for you. Now we can start messing with the value of c until this line right here intersects this parabola at exactly 1 point. They don't tell us that t has to be negative or positive, so let's start off with negative. Now if we make it negative, then the line is just going to keep going down, so I guess we obviously have to start going in the opposite direction, which is positive. Alright, so we can't increase our slider anymore, but we're not there yet. So what you can do is click on the 10 right here, and now you can insert any number you want. Let's just put in 100, and now we can keep going. Alright, just a little more. Oh, I went over. Okay, let me zoom in a little so it's easier to see. So 20. Oops. Okay, so 20 is too little, and then 21 is too much. So what you want to do when this happens is to start typing in decimals in 0.5 increments. So let me type in 0.5. Okay, that's too much, so let's do 20.1, 20.2, 20.3. Okay, 0.3 is too much, let's do half of this, 20.25. Alright, so our answer will be 20.25. So C would be equal to 20.25. That was like a really roundabout way of doing that. But I guess we still got the answer. Question number 6. What is the smallest solution to the given equation? Let's go ahead and just type that in desmos. The square root of x minus 2 squared is equal to the square root of 3x plus 34. And now we have two solutions. We have this one in the negatives, which is negative 3. And then we have this one in the positives, which is positive 10. What is smaller, negative 3 or 10? Alright, our answer is negative 3. Question number 7. In the given equation, b is a positive integer. The equation has no real solution. What is the greatest possible value of b? Let's go ahead and type this equation into desmos. Negative x squared plus bx minus 676. And this time I will type that equals 0 into a second equation, so y equals 0. Oh look, it made my slider for me too, that's nice. Alright, so here we have our line, and for some reason I don't see the parabola. Guys? Oh, it's all the way down here, hello? Okay, I was not expecting that. Anyways, they tell us the equation has no real solution. Now they want us to find the greatest possible value of b, where these two will still not intercept. They also tell us that b is a positive integer. Positive meaning, well, it's a positive number, and integer meaning there's no decimals, so we don't need to worry about it being like 20.25 again. Anyways, let's start putting in numbers. It looks like 10 is definitely too far away, so we're gonna click on this 10 right here, next to the blue dot, and we're gonna type in 100, and let's just keep sliding it up. Okay, 51. Oh, 52. Alright, so when b is equal to 52, it intersects at 1 point, so that means there's one solution. That means that the greatest possible value of b, to where it still doesn't intersect, would be 51. So b is equal to 51. Question number 8. In the equation above, t is a constant. If the equation has no real solutions, which of the following could be the value of t? Let's go ahead and put this into desmos. 2x squared minus 4x is equal to t. Now normally, we would make t a slider. However, this time they actually give us answer choices, so we can just plug in our answer choices as values for t. Let's start off with a, t equals negative 3. And if you notice, nothing pops up. What this means is that there's actually no solutions, so a would be our answer. Now I know that's really weird and confusing, and what if t is just like all the way down here in the negative 20,000s? So instead, what we could do is just set this equal t into a different equation. So just like the ones we've been doing before, you could just do y equals t. And you notice that the parabola and the line never intersect. So once again, negative 3 would be our answer. But if you plugged in negative 1, the lines would intersect. If you plugged in 1, the lines would intersect. If you plugged in 3, the lines would intersect again. And if you set this equal to t, you would notice that it has solutions, it has solutions, it has solutions, it does not have anything. So once again, negative 3 or a is our answer. Question number 9. In the given equation, k is an integer constant. If the equation has no real solution, what is the least possible value of k? Let's go ahead and put this in desmos. And once again, I'm going to set that second part of the equation into its own line. So y is equal to negative 16. Oh hey look, they made our k into a slider again, that's nice. So here we have our line and our parabola that's somewhere. Okay, here we go. For some reason, the parabola is extremely large again. Anyways, they tell us that the equation has no solution. So we're trying to make k a value where this line and this parabola don't intersect. And they also tell us that k is an integer, which means it won't have any decimals. They don't tell us that k has to be positive, so we always gotta try out the negatives first. Let's go ahead and start making k negative. What just happened? Okay, k just flipped. That's great. Wait, hear me out. It's getting close, so like it could possibly. So we're gonna click this -10 next to the blue dot here and change this into -100. Let's keep making k smaller. Okay, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. I have a feeling this isn't gonna end well, but let's just keep doing it for fun. Alright, well, it looks like that didn't work. So let's go the opposite direction, I guess. Alright, so let's start making k positive. Alright, so we're almost there, but not quite yet. So let's click on the 10 next to the blue dot here. Change that to 100. And keep making k bigger. Okay, we're getting close, we're getting close. Almost there. Okay, so when k is 49, it has one solution. So when k is 50, 50, it has no real solutions, which means that the least possible value of k will be 50. Question number 10. What is the solution set of the equation above? Let's go ahead and type that equation into Desmos. Square root 2x plus 6 plus 4 is equal to x plus 3. And we get that our solutions are, okay, well I guess there's only one solution, and it's at 5. So that means our answer will be B. Question number 11. In the given equation, c is a constant. The equation has no real solutions if c is greater than n. What is the least possible value of n? Alright, now I know the c is greater than n part could be a little bit confusing, so let's just ignore that and do as we normally would, which would be putting this into Desmos. Alright, x squared minus 34x plus c. And let's also put that second part into its own line, so y is equal to 0. Oh hey look, they made our slider again, that is great. Okay, so here is our line and our parabola that is somewhere. Alright, there we go. Now they tell us that this equation has no real solutions. So we have to move c to the point where this line and this parabola don't intersect each other. Now they don't tell us that c has to be positive or negative, so we always gotta try out negative first. So if we make this negative... Oh dang, actually did nothing. Okay, I was not expecting that. Alright, well I guess that means we have to be positive. Here's 10. Oh great, it moved by barely anything. So let's click this 10 next to the blue dot and change that into 100. And keep moving it. Okay, great, looks like I'm so far away. Let's change that into 200. Alright, okay, make it 300. Okay, I finally went over. Okay, let's zoom in. And let's start making it slightly smaller. Oh, I went too far. Hold on. Okay, so 288. When c is 288, there's two solutions. When c is 289, there's exactly one solution. And when c is 290, hold on, there's no solutions. So that means that for this equation to have no real solutions, c has to be greater than 289. Because if it's 289 or smaller, there's gonna be at least one solution. But if it's 290 or greater, then it's gonna have 0 solutions. So c is greater than 289. Now this might look a little similar, I don't know if you noticed, but c is greater than 9. Oh shoot, that looks the exact same, doesn't it? Wait, these two are in the same spot. That means that n is equal to 289. Hold on, that's the least possible value of n. Question number 12. In the given equation, c is a constant. The equation has exactly one solution. What is the value of c? Let's go ahead and type that equation into Desmos. -16x squared minus 8x plus c. And we're gonna type the second part into its own line. So y is equal to 0. They did make our own slider once again. Alright, so here we have our line and our parabola. And they tell us the equation has exactly one solution. So that means that this line will intersect with the parabola at exactly one point. So let's start messing with the value of c. They don't say that c has to be positive or negative, so we always gotta try out negative first. Oh my goodness, this time negative is actually the answer. Oh, this might be a blessing. I was starting to think that would never be negative. Okay, so let's move this up a little. Okay. Oh shoot. So when c is -1, The parabola intersects with the line at exactly 1 point, which means it has exactly one solution, so the value of c is -1. Question number 13. How many distinct real solutions does the given equation have? Let's go ahead and put this into desmos. 5x squared plus 10x plus 16 is equal to 0. And you notice that no lines pop up, which means that there's no solutions. Now if you wanted to, let's go ahead and type this equals 0 into its own line. And you notice that the line never intersects with the parabola, which means that once again there are no solutions, so the answer will be D, 0. Question number 14. If that point and that point are the two solutions to the system of equations above, what is the value of y1 plus y2? Let's go ahead and type those equations into desmos. Y is equal to x squared plus 2x plus 1, and x plus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now we have our two solutions, which are the 2 points where they intersect. So right here and here, they're asking us for the value of y1 plus y2, so we just need to add up our two y values, which are 1 and 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, so our answer is D. Question number 15. The graphs of the equations in the given system of equations intersect at the point xy in the xy plane. What is the possible value of x? Let's go ahead and type our two equations into desmos. 8x plus y is equal to -11, and 2x squared is equal to y plus 341. Now they're asking us for a possible value of x where they intersect. So here we have 2 points where they intersect, this one right here and this one right here. Now the x values could either be -15 or 11. I don't see 11 in our answer choices, but I do see -15, so A will be our answer. Question number 16. In the xy plane, the graph of that equation intersects line P at that point and that point, where A and B are constants. What is the slope of line P? Let's go ahead and type our equation into desmos. Y is equal to x squared minus 9. Now they tell us that this graph intersects line P at a point where the x value is 1. So we go ahead and just type in x equals 1, because our x value is 1. We get that the point would be at 1, -8. So let me go ahead and write that down. This would be 1, -8. Then for our second point, it's going to be at the x value of 5. So we would type in x equals 5, and that point would be at 516. So this point right here would be at 516. Now they want us to find the slope of line P, or the slope of these 2 points. Now you could do delta y over delta x or whatever, but we could also just use linear regression in desmos. So you want to click this plus sign in the top left corner, insert a table, and type in the 2 points, 1, -8 and 516. Now the equation for linear regression is y1 tilde mx1 plus b, and your slope of course would be m, which is 6, so our answer will be A. Question number 17. Which of the following are solutions to the given equation where A is a constant and A is greater than 30? 1, 2, and what the? Okay, so I don't know why it came out weird like that, but 1 would be A, 2 would be A plus 1, and then 3 would be 29. I don't know why it's like that, but anyways, let's go ahead and put that equation into desmos. X minus 29 is equal to x minus A times x minus 29. Now normally we would put a slider here, but they do tell us that A has to be greater than 30, so we can make A 31. Alright, now we get that our solutions would be 29 and 32. So now let's check our answer choices, or I guess we should check 1, 2, and 3. First up 1, is A our answer? Well here A is 31, and 31 is not one of our solutions. So it can't be A, which means we can get rid of A, B, and D. Oh great, it's C. Let's check the rest for fun. Let's look at 2, A plus 1. Is 31 plus 1 one of our solutions? It is. 32 is a solution, so 2 would be correct. And then 3, 29. Is 29 a solution? 29 is a solution. So 2 and 3 would be our correct answers, which means C is once again our answer. Question number 18. How many solutions are there to the system of equations above? Let's go ahead and type our equations into desmos. Y equals x squared plus 3x minus 7, and y minus 5x plus 8 is equal to 0. Now our solutions are going to be at the points where they intersect. So here they intersect at just 1 point. So that means that there's only going to be one solution, which means our answer is C. Question number 19. What value of x satisfies the equation above? Let's go ahead and put this in Desmos, but this time I'm going to use a forbidden technique I haven't used since the Heian era. It's called regression. Alright, so after every x, what you want to do is put a 1. Now you don't need to do anything special for the 1 to become tiny, you just need to put a 1 after typing an x. And then continue typing the rest as normal. But make sure to put a 1 after every single x in this equation. And then, instead of an equal sign, you want to put a tilde, that little squiggly line in the top left corner of your keyboard. And then what happens is that it actually gives you the value of x. It says that x is equal to 0.5, which means our answer is C. Question number 20. In the given system of equations, a is a positive constant. The equation has exactly one distinct real solution. What is the value of a? Let's go ahead and type our equations into Desmos. Y is equal to negative 1.5, and y is equal to x squared plus 8x plus a, and let's insert that slider for a. Now they tell us that this system has exactly one distinct real solution, which means that this line and this parabola should only intersect at 1 point. And they also tell us that a is a positive constant, so we're only going to be moving the slider to the right. Now let's start testing values of a. Alright, we ran out of space, so let's go ahead and click the 10 next to the blue dot and change that to 100. And let's keep moving it. Okay, 14, 15. Okay, so 16 is too much. What about 15? Okay, 15 is too much. 14? 14 is too little. So now what happens is that we're going to start putting in decimals. First up in 0.5 increments. So 14.5. Oh hey look, that actually ends up giving us our answer. It only intersects at exactly 1 point when a is equal to 14.5. Question number 21. For some reason, the ID is in TikTok colors. In the xy plane, the graph of that equation intersects the line y equals c at exactly 1 point. What is the value of c? Let's go ahead and type our equations into Desmos. Y is equal to negative x squared plus 9x minus 100, and y is equal to c. Now normally we would put in a slider for c, but this time they actually give us answer choices, so let's just start plugging in answer choices. First up a, c is equal to negative 481 over 4. Okay, hold on. This intersects at 2 points, so a won't be our answer. B, c is equal to negative 100. That intersects at 2 points, so that won't be our answer. C, negative 319 over 4. That intersects at exactly 1 point, so C will be our answer. Alright, that was 21 practice problems on nonlinear equations in Desmos. And as you can see, every single one of them you can put into Desmos. Now they're all different flavors of questions, but they basically just ask you to find the value of some number, or they're asking you how many solutions there are. Once again, just put it in Desmos and find out. Alright, that's gonna be it. Good luck studying, and I'll see you.